Do you ever mention a goal to someone and they kill the whole mood? Like you're maybe like, I'm gonna get back into shape, and then they say, what for? Like you need a medical emergency or a lad's holiday just to get back in shape again and stop feeling like shit. Or maybe you say, oh, you're cutting back on the drink and alcohol, and they go, don't be boring. Or maybe you say you're gonna start taking training seriously again, and they ask why? Are you trying to be a bodybuilder now? Maybe you say you're trying to build something or start a business, and then they change the whole subject because they don't give a fuck. And that stuff gets in your head, not because it's intelligent, not because they've sat down, looked at your life, your goals, your future, your standards, and come up with a wise opinion. No. It gets in your head because it comes from people close enough to make you second guess yourself. And if you're not careful, you'll start treating their lack of interest like it means something. Because you're going to start thinking, maybe I am doing too much. Maybe it is a bit cringe. Maybe there is no point. Maybe they're right. But sometimes their opinion isn't wisdom. It's just proof they don't value what you value. And in this video, I'm going to help you overcome that issue. And so there's an old fable that explains this perfectly better than I can, and it's called The Ass and the Dog. Now, before anyone asks and starts, an ass just means a donkey, alright? Not someone's actual ass, a donkey. So the story goes like this. A donkey and a dog are travelling together. They're walking down the road, minding their own business, and they find a sealed packet lying on the ground. The donkey picks it up, breaks the seal, opens it, and starts reading it aloud. And inside this packet, it's all about grass, barley, hay, fodder. Basically all the stuff a donkey would be interested in. To the donkey, this is great news, it's useful, this is valuable, this is the kind of thing that actually matters to him. But the dog is standing there bored out of his fucking mind. He's listening to all this and talking about grass, hay, barley, and he couldn't care less because he's a fucking dog. He doesn't want hay, he doesn't want barley, he wants meat and he wants bones. So eventually the dog gets fed up and says, skip a few pages and see if there's anything in there about meat and bones. The dog checks through the packet. No meat, no bones. Nothing the dog wants. So the dog says, throw it away then. What's the good of a thing like that? And that's the lesson. The packet wasn't useless. It was just useless to the dog. The dog judged the value of it based on his own appetite. It didn't feed what he wanted. He thought it had no value. And people do this all the time. They judge you based on your goal, based on whether it feeds them or not. You say you want to get back into shape, but they don't value fitness, so they don't give a fuck about it. You say you want to stop drinking as much, but they value nights out, and they think you're bored now. You say you want to train harder, but they value comfort, so they think you're doing too much and you're a weirdo. You say you want to build a business and make content and start a project, become more disciplined, sort your life out. And then they look at you like it's pointless. And it's not because it's pointless, because it fucking isn't. It's because it doesn't feed anything they care about. And that's the bit you need to understand. Not everyone is hungry for what you're hungry for. Some people are hungry for comfort. Some people are hungry for approval. Some people are hungry for a quiet life. Some people are hungry for pints, takeaways, and staying exactly where they are. Some people are hungry for drama or excuses. So when you come along and say you want more, you want to be better, you want to change, you want to stop being this version of yourself, they don't always hear ambition. Sometimes they hear a threat, because if you change, it shines a light on the fact they haven't. If you stop drinking, they'll notice how much they drink. If you start training, they notice they haven't trained in years. And if you stop making excuses, their excuses sound weaker. And some people don't like that, so they'll try and pull you back down to normal. Not always maliciously. Sometimes they don't even realise what they're doing. They'll joke or take the piss. Maybe they'll roll their eyes. They'll say, oh, here he goes again. Don't be boring. Oh, you'll give up in 2 weeks. You're taking it too seriously. But underneath all that, sometimes what they really mean is, I don't understand why this matters to you. And here's the problem. If you're not solid, you'll let the dog tell you that it's useless. Your goal doesn't need to make sense to someone who doesn't want your life. Your training doesn't need to make sense to someone who doesn't value being fit. Your discipline doesn't need to make sense to someone who is addicted to comfort. Your ambition doesn't need to make sense to someone who already made peace with staying the same. And this is where men get it wrong. They start explaining too much, they start defending it, they start asking for approval from people who were never going to give it in the first place. And all that does is weaken your goal. It makes you weaker, because the more you need other people to clap for your standards, the less they are actually your standards. You gotta train, eat better, cut back on drink, build the thing, fix your routine, sort your sleep out, stop reacting to everything, get your life in order, and let people understand later, or not. That's the important part. Some people still won't get it, even when you're doing better. If you're broke, they'll say you need to do something. Then you start working harder and they'll say you never relax. If you're lost, they'll ask what you're doing with your life. And then when you actually find a direction, they'll say you've changed. You can't fucking win with some people. And that's the problem. So stop trying. And that doesn't mean ignore everyone. Some criticism is useful. Some people can see your blind spots. You can't. Sometimes your plan does need adjusting. Sometimes you are doing something stupid. So don't turn this into nobody understands me. I'm a lone wolf. That's usually just ego with a hoodie on. But the point is not to ignore all opinions. The point is to check where the opinion is coming from. Ask yourself honestly, does this person understand what I'm trying to build? Do they live in the way I actually respect? Have they done anything similar? Do they want the best for me? Are they giving me wisdom, or are they just reacting because my change makes them feel uncomfortable? Here's the takeaways. Number 1, stop expecting everyone to value what you value. They won't. That doesn't make your goal wrong. It's just yours. Number 2, stop letting uninterested people make you doubt important things. A person being bored by your goal is not proof your goal is boring. It might just mean it's not for them. Number 3, be careful who you explain your next move to. Not everyone deserves access to the early version of your goal. Some things need protecting before they need announcing. Number 4, judge advice by the life behind it. If someone is giving you an opinion on discipline, look at their discipline. If someone's giving you advice on fitness, look at their fitness. If someone's giving you an opinion on ambition, look at what they've built. And number 5, stop waiting for permission. If you know the thing is good for you, start. You don't need a dramatic reason. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't need to tell fuck all. So remember the donkey and the dog. So if this hits home, comment hey below to make sure I know you've seen it till the end, and subscribe for more lessons, coaching just like this.